This is officially the last episode of the Grow Your Daycare podcast for this year, for 2024. I wanted to take a moment and kind of reflect on the year. I wanted to also discuss with you all going forward what you can expect. And then I wanted to offer you the chance to join me inside our Skool community at a super discounted price. So, heading into 2025, I always like to go back and revisit the year that I had. And I started doing this maybe 5-10 years ago when I really started working online and I started working with business coaches. And it's been such a great practice, I think, in my life personally, but also with my business. So basically what I do is I choose one day in the week and then I just have a notebook out and then I go through my year. So I focus on things like my health, what worked, what didn't work, and what do I want to focus on more heading into a new year. And I do this for all areas of my life. So we talk about health, my faith, homeschooling, my marriage, and then I tackle business, obviously. So I think about my business. I think about what worked this year, where most of the sales came in from. And then I also revisited things that I offered or that I wanted to do, like projects I wanted to work on or have started working on, and that didn't really go the way I thought they were going to go. And this is a great way for you to kind of declutter, especially if you're someone like me that loves to take on a new project. And sometimes you kind of get in over your head, but you're just so stubborn, you just don't want to quit, right? So it's a great way for you to kind of get rid of stuff that's not really working in your business, at least it is for me, and really focus on things that are working. And here's the best part, making those things that are working better for 2025, okay? So this is a great exercise to do. Again, it doesn't have to be anything too fancy, just a plain notebook, some quiet time, because I think that's what's most difficult for me is that if I have the kids at home or if I'm doing other things or if the TV's playing or the radio's on, I can't really focus, so I really have to be in the mood and I have to be in silence. So I usually go in my room, I lock the door, I tell my kids and everybody don't bug me for the next, hour or so, and then I just start writing. And once I start writing, again, I start to see things that I loved doing, things that worked, things that helped my clients. And then I also think about things that I did offer that didn't necessarily work, things that I did that were a flop. And then I kind of delete those and really just focus on things that are working. And I like to really focus in on 2 or 3 things. Like I'm not someone that's going to go out and start 10 new projects next year because again, I homeschool my kids, and I don't want to be, in front of my laptop 24 hours a day. So things that I started doing, for example, that I revisited and I saw were working were things like cutting down on social media. And what that means is that not scrolling on social media daily, or really just focusing on Facebook groups, for example, because I saw that they weren't really bringing me anything. And what I did notice was that my YouTube channel started to gain more and more momentum and more followers, and I started to get more comments, which I love. So I really doubled down on that. So going forward into the new year, I will be doubling down on my YouTube channel and bringing video trainings back. And then I will be repurposing the audio from the video trainings onto my podcast, okay? But social media and just creating content and posting all the time, that's not something that you're going to see me focus on. And I haven't really done that, I could honestly say, for the last 2 years or so. If you follow me on social media, you'll see that I update my platforms, but that is all through my batching of content, meaning I schedule everything out for the month and then I don't think about it again. And it has saved me so much time and honestly a lot of anxiety as well, because we all know social media can, kind of get a bit overwhelming. At least for me it does. And it's a complete waste of time and it just gets me anxious as well, right? So social media is one thing that I'm really going to let go of and really focus on more visual video content, okay? The other thing I'm going to focus on is my Skool community. So I started a new Skool community, Skool, Skool.com, if you want to check it out. The links are in the show notes, where I basically am offering help training, support, social media marketing help to childcare providers and small center owners. And I am loving this new platform. So before, if you're in one of my programs, I used Kajabi, and I'm still using Kajabi for those that are still in my memberships. But going forward, I'm really going to focus on my Skool community and getting new people in there and making sure that I'm helping them with their social media content and obviously adding more courses and more trainings. So this is something that I'm really going to double down on. And I noticed that when I was doing my year in review, that my community grew, that people that are in it are loving it, they're more engaging, right? And that it's actually easier to navigate through. So a lot of the members don't have to really, dig through things to kind of find what they're looking for, which I love. And I've also noticed, which is very interesting, is that all the members that joined have not left the group yet. So for me, that tells me that Skool is working, and I'm going to really dig deeper and find more trainings and really make it the best I possibly can going forward into 2025. Okay. And lastly, what I wanted to really focus on was being more present, right? So I am always trying to be more present when, my husband's around, or especially when my kids are around, and cutting social media and just scrolling all together is one of those things that I have to continue doing and continuing to focus on and really just educating my kids on as well, right? So for example, when we're homeschooling and we're doing lessons, obviously there's no devices around, so that's kept away. I've also found a few apps that I downloaded on my phone that kind of shuts off the Wi-Fi or access to Wi-Fi. So let's say my son is on his iPad and I want him to get off. I just shut off the Wi-Fi to the iPad, and he knows that, my limit has been reached, and I'm going to go do something else right now. So I'm really hoping that going forward into 2025 that I can really teach my kids these things as well, because I don't want to have children that are just finding that gratification off of an app or social media, right? I just don't want my kids to feel that way. And I know that for me, for a long time, especially when I started working online, I thought that I had to be glued to my smartphone 24/7. And that really just kind of made me angry inside. And I really didn't enjoy it, because I'm not someone that enjoys scrolling for no reason, right? I'm someone that's really intentional. I want to go in, do what I got to do, and then just leave. So that's what I've been focusing on as well, to really educating not only my kids, but also myself, to not rely on social media and just scrolling to kind of get that instant gratification, right? So I really want to focus on other things, like obviously being more present, but also working on my skills, right? So a couple of years ago, I did a certification with digital marketer, and that's where I became a certified digital marketing strategist. But now, obviously, with the online space and meta ads, a lot of things are changing and, developing, and it's a constant learning curve. Like, you always have to be learning new things, and you always have to you have to stay updated, right? And this is something that I totally love. So I've noticed that working with clients, when I was creating their social media posts, I really didn't enjoy that as much as I did working on their ads. So going forward, I will work more on my meta ads skill set, getting more certifications, more training under my tool belt, and also most probably stopping the one-on-one social media content creation and really just focusing on paid traffic for clients, right? Because I think that's the easiest and the fastest way to get more leads is by paying for traffic. So these are just a few things that I'll be working on. Hopefully, you do the same thing in your business, whether it's a home daycare or a bigger center, even in your personal life as well. I strongly encourage you to do like a year in review and then a plan going forward, and see how that feels for you. And if you actually, get some aha moments like I have, I hope that it kind of encourages you to make those changes and then really just focus on those 2 or 3 areas that you want to focus on going forward in 2025. So that's what I wanted to mention to you guys. Love you guys. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your comments. I also wanted to invite you to join our Skool community. So if you have never heard of our Skool community, there's actually a link in this show notes. It's basically a place where I offer training and marketing support for home daycare providers and small center owners. So as soon as you sign up, you'll see there is a small onboarding video that I will message you directly in a DM. And then once you watch it, you'll know exactly how to use the platform. It's super simple, really, really easy to navigate through. There's an app you can download so you have access to everything off of your smartphone. So once you get in, what you do is you get access to daily social media captions. So let's say you're someone that really struggles with coming up with something to say every single day, or you just don't have the time, or you don't know what to say, you don't know what to post about that's actually going to help you get more eyeballs on your platforms. We take care of that for you. So we have daily captions that go out. We have graphics, promo videos, reels as well. We actually text this to you every single morning at 6 a.m. Eastern time. So you don't have to open up a laptop to get this done. But on top of that, you also get marketing training. So you get things like I have classes in there where I teach you how to organically. So every time I say organic, it means without paying for traffic. What kinds of things can you do? So there's trainings on that. There's trainings on how to start an email list, how to start a newsletter. I tackle email marketing. I tackle your website, SEO, all sorts of things that you need to know about when you're running a business in today's world. And how to really use the internet in a way that's actually going to help you grow your business and not really waste your time. So I do all of that. And then you can chit chat with me. You can chit chat with the other providers. You can ask your questions. It's a lot of fun. And I strongly suggest that you join us. So the link is in the show notes. Make sure you check that out. And I'm also adding other classes. So let's say eventually down the road, you want to learn Facebook ads. I'm actually finishing up the training right now. You can actually unlock courses depending on what your needs are. So if you're someone that really needs marketing help but doesn't have a huge marketing budget, Skool community is where you need to go. Again, the links are in the show notes. So that's it for me. Have an amazing, amazing last few days of 2024. I hope that this new year brings you health, success, happiness, love, just everything that you really desire and you need. I hope that you find it in front of you in 2025. Blessings to you and your families and your businesses. And I'll see you guys in 2025.